Most Reverend Alex Vadakumtala, Bishop of Kannur and Ecclesiastical Advisor of Jesus Youth, Bishop Ignatius Mascarenhas, my dear brothers and sisters in Christ, and my dear young people, mentors, priests, religious, and all gathered here this evening. Today's event does not signal merely the launch of a conference. It is the launch of a movement of hope as we officially inaugurate JaaGo 2025. We do so with hearts full of gratitude to God and with great expectation for what the Lord desires to accomplish through the youth of our nation. Coincidentally, today marks also the conclusion of the Jubilee year 2025, also known as the Jubilee of Hope in the dioceses worldwide. As pilgrims of hope, we need to be conscious that hope is not something we manufacture. Hope is a gift that we receive when we place our trust in Christ and allow Him to send us forth as His witnesses into the world. The theme, Generation Hope, is deeply prophetic. It affirms that the Church does not look at young people with anxiety or fear, but with confidence and trust. The Church believes that the future of our faith, mission, and renewal passes through the hearts of young people who dare to take Christ seriously. At this moment, I wish to place before you the inspiring life of a young man, 24 years old, who lived his faith with joy, courage, and action. Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati, who was canonized a few months ago by Pope Leo, together with Carlo Acutis, about whom I spoke during the Mass today. Pier Giorgio was an ordinary young man. He loved friends, studies, sports, and the mountains. He enjoyed laughter and companionship. Yet, behind this joyful exterior was a heart deeply rooted in Christ. Every day he began with prayer and the Eucharist, and from there he went to serve, especially the poor, the sick, and the forgotten. What is striking about Pier Giorgio is this: he never separated faith from life. For him, prayer naturally led to action. Love for Christ naturally led to love for others. His life reminds us that Christianity is not a private comfort, but a public witness. Pier Giorgio, this young man, often wrote to his friends with one simple phrase: verso l'alto, to the heights. These were not just words, they were a way of life. He believed that every young person is called to aim high, not in ambition alone, but in holiness, service, and courage. My dear young people, this message speaks powerfully to our Indian context today. You young people live in a world of immense opportunity, but also great pressure. Pressure to succeed, pressure to compete, pressure to prove yourselves and to conform. Pier Giorgio reminds us that true greatness lies not in self-promotion, but in self-gift. JaaGo means wake up and reach out. Young people wake up from comfort, indifference, and fear. Reach out to the poor, the lonely, the wounded, and the searching. This conference, through its journey of encounter, healing, hope, and going forth, invites you to rediscover your identity as missionary disciples. The church does not ask you to withdraw from the world, but to transform it, beginning with your families, campuses, workplaces, parishes, and digital spaces. Dear youth mentors, priests, religious sisters, seminarians, and also our revered bishops present here this evening, I thank you for walking with our young people in faith and hope. Your presence at JaaGo 2025 is a powerful reminder that the church journeys together across vocations and generations. Young people do not grow in faith by words alone, but by lives that witness joy, integrity, and perseverance. Through your guidance, listening hearts, and patient accompaniment, many young people will be able to discover the courage to trust God's call. In a world that often confuses freedom with isolation, you model commitment rooted in love and service. You remind our youth that vocation is not a loss, but a response to God's generous invitation. As mentors and shepherds, your faithfulness becomes a living catechesis that speaks louder than sermons. This conference stands on the unseen sacrifices, prayers, and silent struggles you carry daily. May this gathering renew your own joy in mission and strengthen your resolve to journey with the young. Together, may we continue to form a church that believes in youth and walks with them as pilgrims of hope. This evening, as we consecrate this conference to Mother Mary, we place ourselves in the hands of the one who knew what it meant to trust God completely and walk forward without knowing the whole plan. May she teach all of us to say yes generously, courageously, and joyfully. My dear young people, India needs witnesses of hope. The church in India needs young hearts on fire with faith. The world of today needs your courage, creativity, and compassion. As pilgrims of hope, may you walk together, support one another, and never be afraid to go against the current for the love of Christ. With great joy, I now officially launch JaaGo 2025, praying that this conference may truly awaken a new springtime of faith and send forth a generation of hope into our nation and beyond. May God bless each one of you abundantly. Thank you.